The impact upon the community as well as the environment was instant. Parents and kids could no longer walk their usual green route to school. So you live in the neighbourhood then?
Yes, I just live in Shandon.
And do you walk this land often?
Yes, I do. Walk my little girl to school, my little boy to nursery in the morning.
All right.
So it's appalling. They're absolutely distraught. They wanted to walk to school this morning.
They're trying to encourage people to walk to school and not use the cars, but I mean it's just ridiculous.
We walk our dog this way and my son's disabled and this is probably the only walkway that we can use with a wheelchair because it's quite flat all the way around.
A couple of weeks ago when it was snowing we were looking out onto a lovely picturesque field that had wildlife, you know, the kids were out playing and they can't do that now, can they? So it's awful. I mean, look at the state of the land behind it. If you film that, they've chained all the grass up, just a right mess.
I think it's absolutely disgusting. Sheer vandalism. Look at it. Just break it off and throw it away.
Overseeing the raid was Council Officer Jeff Field. Jeff couldn't stay all day as he had to attend a council meeting, ironically, about tree management, including tree protection on development sites.
You come off the site, please. You come off the site, please.
That's not selective hearing like you. This is Middlesbrough Council's Green Spaces Action Strategy in action. And all this came just weeks after Ray Mallon had courted Jonathan Porritt, one of the world's leading environmentalists, at the town hall. We wrote to Jonathan after the raid. It turns out Ray hadn't told him that his Green Beacon Authority would soon be bulldozing a conservation project and for a development that was no longer happening. The recession had seen to that, which is very much at odds with what Councillor David Budd told BBC Tees back in March.
In the studio, we've got Councillor David Budd, the Executive Member for Regeneration, who joins me live. Good morning to you, David.
Morning, Matthew.
Some very clear attacks on you and your policies. Is this a done deal?
Yes.
No, let's hear that again.
Is this a done deal?
Yes.
And once more to make sure.
Is this a done deal?
Yes.
But I'm afraid it wasn't a done deal, was it, Dave? What did you tell the press when you tore down the trees? In the current economic climate, developers have made it very clear to us that sites which have been cleared are more attractive to them, and that you'll remain interested in the site. But interested is no done deal. The truth is, the land isn't sold, there is no developer and no development until the market recovers, and when that'll be is anyone's guess.
Who and where is anybody developing any new builds in this area? There are hundreds of houses in the area that are up for sale to let.
And in the meantime we have to sit looking at destruction. We also can't use the land. They've taken to putting all the metal fences round. And the ironic thing is, if I want to chop a tree down in my garden, I have to get permission from Middlesbrough Council. Did Middlesbrough Council get permission from the residents in this area to cut these trees down now? No, they didn't. We objected to it. But as per usual, he didn't listen.
And you have an opinion and it's absolutely disregarded. At the end of the day, the people making these decisions don't live here. We live here and we know what sort of works in this area and what doesn't.
So in the meantime, what is happening with the site? Felling regulations prevent the destruction of the entire woodland in a single 3-month period. So the council have now applied to the Forestry Commission to try and get a felling licence to allow them to rip out the remaining half of the wood ASAP. And they have done this knowing full well that a government inspector's report on the council's development plans is imminent and may well say the site should not be built on. But the punchline belongs to the soon-to-depart Tim White. The so-called world-class regeneration guru told residents, "It is intended to farm the site as hay meadow until such time as the development comes on stream." As tragic as it is funny, it really does beg the question. Is this the action of a Green Beacon authority, or that of a bunch of spiteful, hypocritical despots? Regardless, the fight isn't over yet.
They think that by doing this we will give up. Well, they're very, very wrong. This piece of land is in the development planning document, and if that inspector says that this shouldn't be built on, then it shouldn't be built on.